Your body has a secret cleanup system, and you've been told the only key is starving yourself for days. Everyone says fasting 24, 48, even 72 hours is the only way to trigger it. But what if that's only half the truth, and the real switch is something else entirely? What if the food you eat, not just the hours you skip, decides whether your cells repair or ignore themselves? Stay with me because this changes everything you thought you knew about eating and healing. Let's be honest first. Long fasting sounds powerful, but real life rarely cooperates with it. You have work, family, deadlines, stress, and a body that gets irritable when it's starving. Some people feel dizzy, some lose focus, some white-knuckle through the day, then binge at night. That's not weakness. That's your body screaming for a smarter approach than pure deprivation. Because here's the truth almost nobody explains clearly. Autophagy isn't only about hours without food. It's about signals, chemical messages your cells receive constantly, whether you're eating or not. And one of the loudest messages your cells hear comes from protein, specific amino acids and their timing throughout your day. Understand this correctly, and you can support deep cellular repair without punishing yourself with extreme hunger. This isn't a promise that you can eat anything and still flip a magic switch, but it will show you something most fasting content completely leaves out. Autophagy responds to more than just an empty stomach and grinding hunger for hours on end. It listens to protein type, protein amount, protein timing, and the amino acid signals flooding your bloodstream. Once you understand how protein whispers build or clean to your cells, everything shifts. You stop fearing food and start using it as a precise tool instead. So, keep watching, because by the end, you'll know exactly how to time protein for real cellular renewal. Let's start with what autophagy actually is, because most explanations oversimplify it dangerously. It's the process where your cells inspect themselves, hunting down old, damaged, or malfunctioning parts. Then they break those parts down and recycle them into something useful again. But here's what almost nobody tells you. Your cells don't just ask one simple question. They're not only wondering how long it's been since your last meal or snack. They're reading dozens of signals simultaneously, all at once, every single moment of the day. Is energy abundant or scarce right now? Is insulin spiking or resting quietly? Is blood sugar stable or swinging wildly? What protein did you just eat? Are amino acids flooding in or running low? Did you sleep deeply last night? Is your body stressed or calm? Did you move today or stay still? All of this data pours into your cells, shaping whether they build or clean. Picture each cell as a tiny, busy workshop running around the clock without stopping. When construction materials keep pouring in non-stop, the workshop focuses entirely on building and expansion. But when that flow slows down and energy stabilizes, something remarkable happens inside. The workshop finally gets a moment to pause, look around, and assess. It starts inspecting old machines, gathering broken parts, and preparing them for recycling. That pause, that quiet moment, is where real autophagy actually begins to happen. So no, autophagy was never only about fasting hours ticking by slowly. It's about sending your cells the right signal at the right time. Now, let's meet the main character in this story, a molecule called mTOR. Think of mTOR as the construction boss standing inside every one of your cells. When plenty of energy and amino acids arrive, especially leucine from protein, mTOR gets excited. It looks around and says, "The materials are here, keep building immediately." And that's not a bad thing, not even close to being harmful.
You need mTOR active to build muscle, repair tissue, and recover after exercise. You need it to support your immune system and prevent your body from weakening over time. The problem only starts when this construction boss never, ever gets a break. If you're feeding it protein and energy from sunrise until midnight, non-stop, endlessly, eggs at breakfast, whey mid-morning, meat at lunch, a protein bar by afternoon, more meat or fish at dinner, then yogurt again right before bed. The building signal stays switched on constantly, and it never truly powers down. And when construction crews work 24/7 without rest, cleanup crews can't get in. They can't inspect the storage room, remove damaged materials, or recycle what's outdated and broken. So this was never about fearing mTOR or hating protein like it's the enemy. This is about rhythm, moments to build and moments to let your body repair. So what is this protein trick really, at its core, actually about? It's not about eliminating protein, fearing meat, or turning meals into a battlefield. The real trick is refusing to keep strong protein signals switched on all day long. Picture this familiar pattern. Eggs for breakfast, whey mid-morning, meat-heavy lunch, protein bar snack, more meat or fish for dinner, then protein yogurt again before you sleep. Your body receives one repeating message the entire day. Keep building, materials are arriving. That's useful when you desperately need muscle recovery after intense training or injury. But if your real goal is deeper autophagy, your cells need lighter windows too. Windows where amino acid signals drop low enough for inspection and cleanup to begin. So the trick was never simply less protein equals better results for everyone. It's learning rhythm. Some meals lighter and plant-heavy, other meals rich in quality protein. Autophagy was never asking you to hate protein or avoid it completely forever. It's asking you to know precisely when to build and when to clean. Now let's talk about two amino acids driving most of this entire conversation: leucine and methionine, two names you'll want to remember from this point forward. Leucine is often called the powerful trigger for muscle building and mTOR activation. Imagine leucine as the literal turn-on construction button sitting inside every cell. When enough leucine arrives, your body understands clearly, materials have arrived, start rebuilding immediately. This becomes incredibly useful after exercise, when your muscles genuinely need raw material fast. But if leucine keeps flooding in from breakfast until midnight without any real pause, your cells stay locked in building mode with almost no time left for cleanup. Methionine works similarly, an essential amino acid found heavily in animal protein sources. It's been studied closely for its role in metabolism, longevity, and cellular signaling patterns. The goal was never fearing leucine or avoiding methionine like they're dangerous poisons. It's understanding their rhythm, because even valuable materials work best arriving at the right time. Now here's a system almost nobody outside research circles has ever heard of. It's called GC2N, and it plays a fascinating, quiet role in this entire story. If mTOR is the loud construction boss, GC2N is the silent warehouse inspector nearby, constantly checking whether essential materials are still genuinely abundant or starting to run low. When certain amino acids dip temporarily, GC2N senses the surplus isn't constant anymore. It sends a different signal, one that says, slow down, conserve, adapt, and look inward. In simple terms, while mTOR shouts, keep building, GC2N quietly whispers, pause the expansion, inspect the machines, gather what's old, and recycle whatever still holds genuine value. This is exactly why lighter amino acid windows during your day matter so much. Not starvation, not deficiency, just a break from constant non-stop surplus signaling non-stop.
Giving yourselves breathing room to shift into smarter recycling and adaptation mode naturally. So here's the actual formula, and it's simpler than any extreme fasting protocol ever was. You don't need to shut down eating completely like some brutal, punishing fast, but you also can't keep strong protein signals blasting from morning until midnight endlessly. Breakfast could lean toward fiber, berries, chia seeds, leafy greens, oats, or unsweetened yogurt. Lunch could stay lighter, built around vegetables, mushrooms, beans, olive oil, and avocado. Then bring in high-quality protein during 1 or 2 focused meals daily: eggs, fish, lean meat, tofu, or Greek yogurt chosen intentionally rather than scattered mindlessly. The goal isn't undernourishment, it's reducing constant building signals so cells finally get rhythm, rest, inspection, cleanup, then rebuilding again in a cycle that actually makes sense biologically. You don't need to close the kitchen all day to make this work. You just need to stop cooking non-stop so the kitchen finally gets cleaned properly. Let's build this into something you can actually use starting tomorrow morning. Meal model number 1, the cleanup meal, designed with a lighter amino acid signal. Perfect for breakfast or lunch, whenever you want to ease pressure off your cells.
This isn't about crashing your calories or leaving you shaky and starving by evening. It's about sending a gentler signal: lower sugar, higher fiber, more polyphenols, fewer strong triggers. Try oatmeal with chia seeds, berries, and cinnamon for something warm and satisfying, or a dark leafy salad with mushrooms, olive oil, avocado, and pumpkin seeds instead. Craving something cozy? Try vegetable soup with broccoli, mushrooms, turmeric, and black pepper. Lentils or chickpeas work fine in moderation, just don't pile on heavy meat alongside them. This meal doesn't starve your body, it simply gives your cells a genuine pause, a chance to shift gears from constant building toward quiet inspection and recycling. Now meal model number 2, the rebuild meal, powered by genuinely high-quality protein. This part matters immensely because protein was never actually autophagy's enemy in disguise. Your body doesn't only need cleanup, it desperately needs materials to repair and rebuild too. Muscle protection, enzyme production, immune support, and recovery after movement all require real protein. Cut it too aggressively for too long, especially past 40 or 50, and problems emerge. Muscle loss, growing weakness, constant hunger, and a metabolism that becomes far less flexible. So after your cleanup meal, follow with something like eggs, leafy greens, and berries, or salmon and sardines with a big salad, olive oil, and a little sweet potato. Chicken breast, lean meat, or tofu with cruciferous vegetables works beautifully here too. Unsweetened Greek yogurt with seeds and berries makes another excellent, simple rebuild option. Your body needs both crews working together, the cleaners and the rebuilders, in harmony. Here's the biggest trap almost everyone falls into without even realizing it's happening. Not fasting doesn't mean grazing non-stop all day long on healthy snacks constantly. Nuts here, milk there, a protein bar, low-sugar coffee, a few healthy cookies, then protein yogurt to close out the night, feeling proud of every single choice. But to yourselves, the signals never actually arriving, not even for an hour. Amino acids keep flowing, insulin keeps responding, digestion keeps working overtime without any rest. There's simply no space left for your body to shift into cleanup mode. The simpler model: eat 2 or 3 clear, defined meals instead of grazing endlessly. One meal lighter in protein, built around vegetables, fiber, and mushrooms, olive oil forward. Another meal rich in quality protein to genuinely protect and support your muscle mass.